I'm Deborah Borchardt, and this is your midday market update. Well, we started the day in the green territory. Most of the indices were all green. Now we've seen the NASDAQ kind of take a turn, start to go down, and we're also seeing the Dow starting to trim their gains as well, only up about by 11. But really, everyone's talking about the King Digital Entertainment IPO that went public today at the New York Stock Exchange, and joining me now is Scott Cutler. So Scott, they opened at 22, or they priced at $22.50, opened below that. You know, does that affect the first trade when they know that things are not going to open up?
It doesn't affect the timing of the first trade because, again, the stock price at any time is merely a reflection of where buyers and sellers come together at a certain amount of volume. That's simply what it reflects. I think the challenge with an IPO that opens below issue is that sometimes investors look at that first trade as sort of an indication of what the future would look like. I think that is also, misplaced. These are long-term opportunities. This is the first minutes of trading, but there is sort of a tonality impact of opening below issue.
You know, it is a very buzzed about name. We also have another big name coming up later this week, CBS Outdoor. It's bigger than King, but it's certainly not being talked about as much as King.
Yeah, that's going to be anticipated $1 billion IPO. We've got almost a dozen IPOs this week, 4 of them from technology. We have a couple from other industries. It's actually a very robust beginning, what I would call really the beginning of the real IPO season. And investors are making money investing in IPOs. The returns have still been solid, and the pipeline continues to grow, and the market still seems very highly receptive to these types of transactions.
And so you guys, as you mentioned, you've got quite a few on your plate this week. You had this King went off, it seems, without a hitch. Can you give us an idea of what's next?
What's
the next big, buzzy name?
Oh, it's hard to answer that question because we have companies coming from a lot of sectors from around the world. We have technology, of course, healthcare, consumer, retail, financial services. Those are sort of the big 5 sectors that we see deals coming from. In technology, we're hearing a lot about with the box filing earlier this week, as sort of a continuation of a trend we saw last year in cloud computing, and so you're going to see that trend continuing. And investors are super excited about these things.
Well, he's right. Another cloud name later this week on Friday, AeroHive. That's getting a lot of talk about because it's cloud. That's Scott Cutler from the New York Stock Exchange, and I'm Deborah Borchardt with The Street.